The defense we've shown so far has been against a bar arm headlock from behind and a carotid headlock from behind. There's one more that we're going to teach to you how to make the attack and then also how to defend it. This is what you'll call a sleeper hold, rear naked choke in some systems. The idea now is I'm going to make the same kind of carotid attack on Andrew, but instead of just catching him here, I'm going to make it a full choke where I slide my hand around, I get his throat to the crook of my elbow, but now I lock the hold up. I reach my hand around and I catch my own bicep. The free hand goes to the back of his head, and again, his throat should be in the crook of my elbow. From here, I want to make pressure inward on the sides. So, like I want to take my hand, this hand, to the opposite shoulder, I squeeze inward like scissors. I've puffed my chest, and Andrew should feel pressure on the sides. What this does is cut off the blood supply to his brain. It's not really a choke. I'm not stopping air from getting to his brain or into his lungs. I'm stopping blood from going up into his brain. So I slide my hand around, deep. I want to get his throat in the crook of my elbow. As I'm doing that, I reach around, I catch my own bicep. My hand comes to the back of his head to hide as best I can, and I squeeze. Now, to make pressure, as I'm squeezing inward this way, I can also take my chest and puff it out. So I'm doing this, and he feels pressure. This is the sleeper hold, rear naked choke, blood choke. It's got a number of names, but it's designed to put him out, put him to sleep, by denying blood to his brain. So now I want to talk about a defense, or a possible defense, against this rear naked choke, this fully sealed rear naked choke. But before I do, I want to give some caveats. Because if you'll notice, we showed a defense against the bar arm. We showed a defense against the other version of carotid. We are going to talk about a defense against this particular attack, but it's very difficult to pull off. The truth is, by the time you let the attacker, the person in my position, get this deep in their choke and seal their hands, if you haven't reacted before this by either defending with a pluck or at least tucking your chin, you have big trouble. It's almost like asking, if you don't defend until this stage of the attack, it's almost like asking if Andrew's back is to me like this, and I sneak up behind him with a 2x4 and beat him over the head with it. It's like asking, what's the stick defense against that attack? The truth is, your defense was a little bit of awareness, being aware of somebody coming behind you so you could turn and defend that stick. Just like here, a little bit of awareness. If, as I'm trying to make this full-on carotid, Andrew tucks his chin now, he's made it hard for me. Now he can function. But I do want to at least give you something to try. If you are late, distracted, for whatever reason, you don't defend until this rear naked choke is fully on. I'm going to give you a couple of options. Understand that none of them may work. You are late and you are in trouble. All of these may fail. But you should try and do something, otherwise you're just out. So when the lock comes on, if you have anything you can access, depending on your type of work, maybe you're military or law enforcement, you might have an edged weapon you can access, you should be stabbing with the edged weapon, stabbing with the weapon to deal with them this way. Even if you're a civilian, if you have a pen in your pocket, your keys, try and stab, try and jab, try and hurt him enough that maybe he is discouraged in holding on. If you have no weapons available and all you have are your hands, a technique you can try, hold a little stronger, Andrew, is this. What I'm going to do is reach back and scramble and claw for that hand that's behind me and peel it off. Once it's off, I can make the exact same pluck that we made before. The trick, though, is to try and find that hand that's behind your head, scratch, claw for it, get fingers if you can, and tear it off. Look what I'm catching. Once it's off, I have a chance to make that pluck. Here's why I gave the caveat earlier. If this attacker is at all decent at making this attack, by the time you are finding his hand and trying to defend, then you're probably going out. I want to give you some tools to use, something to try if you find yourself caught here and can't do anything else. But understand that you should not think of this as a great solution. This is a thing to try if all else has failed and you did not defend in time. Reach back, scratch and claw to loosen that hand, make the pluck. But again, if this attacker understands what he's doing, you're probably going out by that point. Your defense really was to tuck your chin earlier or make the pluck at his hands before he got the hold fully in place.